Hey there, welcome back. And if it's your first time to the channel, welcome. Today we're talking all about the pros and cons of living in the Phoenix metro area. Hey there, this is Josh.
And I'm Barbara.
And we're the Select Realty Group right here in the Phoenix metro area. Now, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about working, living, sleeping, eating, playing, all the activities and everything about the Phoenix metro area, tap that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell icon to get notified of all our videos every time we upload a new one, which is a couple times a week.
Honestly, we get so many people that are reaching out to us that are thinking of moving to the Phoenix metro area, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give us a call, send us a text, email us, send us a DM. Hey, you can even send a carrier pigeon. We don't care. We just want to be able to talk to you because we love sharing information about the Phoenix metro area with all of you.
Now, today we are going all about the pros and cons of living here in the Phoenix metro area. Now, I always like to start on a good and end on a good. Speaking of which, let's start with our number one pro living here in the Phoenix metro area, and that is our outdoor and general activities and just everything that there is to do. Honestly, there is a lot. Probably our number one activity that we're known for here, especially outdoors, is golf.
Yeah, Josh, you know what? I was looking up and there are over 300 golf courses in Arizona. I know we love to golf, so we've played on a lot of them. But gosh, you know what? If you like to golf, you could probably play a different course every day and not play the same course twice in a whole year.
Absolutely. And speaking of golf, we also have the WM Open over here every February, which is the most popular PGA golf event in the world.
I'm not really sure if it's a golf tournament or a social event.
It ends up kind of being more of a partying place to be with a little bit of golf thrown in there than an actual traditional golf tournament. Usually over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have well over 200,000 people at the tournament each of those days. It's kind of crazy. And then speaking of other stuff that's great to do in activities, boating and fishing here. I know a lot of you might be thinking, oh, you're Arizona, you're in the desert. What do you mean boating? Surprisingly, we do have several lakes right around, which is great for lounging at, water sports, water skiing, wakeboarding, that kind of stuff. Fishing is great. We actually also have fishing tournaments at the lakes here. Two of the close ones are Sonoran Lake and Pleasant, which are both less than half an hour away. Great spots to go to.
Yeah, you can even do stand-up paddle boarding. They have kayaks that you can rent. Actually, on a couple of the lakes, you can rent boats. You can rent pontoons. And there's one lake that it's called the Daisy Bell, I think. And it's like a little paddle boat. And they can take you on cruises throughout the lake. And it's a great place. You can do private parties on it. I know one year I had my husband's birthday party on it, and it was just a great evening activity for people.
Exactly, especially during the summer, a great spot to cool down a little bit, jump in the water. And then the rest of the year when the weather's super nice, just great to get out there.
Well, we even used to boat out there in the middle of the winter. It was kind of cool. We were on the lake, and in the background you could see the snow on the caps of the Four Peak Mountains.
Yep, absolutely. Also around here, speaking of sports, we have a bunch of different outdoor recreation from tennis, pickleball, we mentioned golf already, lacrosse, soccer, baseball, football, all kinds of stuff. Numerous parks around.
Yeah.
And especially pickleball here is getting really big.
It is huge. I mean, we joined a pickleball club here, and after we joined that one, I learned about some other ones, and they have pickleball tournaments. I mean, who knew that there was a world championship pickleball tournament? And if you really like it and it's just too hot for you to play in the summertime, they've just built a huge indoor pickleball facility in the Southeast Valley. You can play pickleball all year round.
And also with sports, all of our professional teams here with the baseball stadium, preseason here is huge for baseball. Bunch of teams coming over from all across the country to practice and play here. Great to go and just catch a game.
Spring training here.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
Don't forget about the shopping.
Yes.
And the spas. And the resorts.
Yes, absolutely. Numerous resorts, shopping galore. We have right around here Kierland and Scottsdale Quarter, Desert Ridge, Old Town Scottsdale. We have downtown.
You got Scottsdale Fashion Square, which is one of the largest indoor shopping malls in the whole southwest part of the United States.
Yep, absolutely. And with all those, great restaurants as well. Speaking of kind of restaurants, another great thing is our biking and general trails, especially our green belt, which is several miles, about 10 miles or so long, going right through the center of Scottsdale here.
Yeah, you can jump on that trail, and what I really like about that one is, especially if you're a family with small children, is you can bike for miles and you never have to cross a busy street. So they've built it so that it goes there's an underpass under the busy streets, or it goes along the side of the golf courses. It goes next to shopping centers and restaurants. I know we used to always go, and we'd go for, a couple, 2, 3, 4 miles, and then maybe stop and get a little bit of a snack or something like that, and then continue on. So it's a great place to bike in the middle of the city.
Absolutely. And it also has numerous parks attached to it as well, lakes and everything too, so you can go through and just enjoy the scenery.
Yep.
And as she said, speaking of restaurants, we do have restaurants galore in the Phoenix metro area. It's actually a problem sometimes is when you want to go out to eat is just deciding which restaurant you want to go to, because there's so many to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, we have all your typical, fast food restaurants and your chain restaurants, but we also have a lot of high-end restaurants, one-off restaurants that are, specialty. We've got German and French and Irish and Italian. Some of the best Italian restaurants are in the area. If you want to know about any of them, just give us a call. We're more than happy to share our favorites with you.
Exactly. We're always happy to help everyone out there looking to come here, picking our favorites for you to try, or just helping you choose which one you might enjoy the most. And then also with our activities and everything to do, again, just so much around there. We have indoor skydiving, we have go-kart tracks, tons of arcades to go through. Hiking trails are a big one here too. Numerous hiking trails. One's in the center of the city, around Camelback, to give you a 360 view of the whole valley. One's on the north end, the south, the east, the west, and everything in between.
Yeah, Scottsdale has spent a lot of money building their trail system. And so there's hikes out there for every age and ability level, from easy, where you could actually take a stroller, to very, very difficult hikes like the Grand Canyon. One of my favorite hikes in the metro area here is called the Wave Cave. It's out in the Superstition Mountains, and you hike up, and then there's a big cave, and then you get in the back of the cave and you look out, and it actually looks like the formation of a wave. So a lot of people stand up there and pretend they're surfing, or they do yoga poses. It's a very fun hike.
Absolutely. My personal favorite in the Phoenix metro area is over in Papago Park, which is a fantastic park right in the heart of the city.
Yeah.
Has some lakes and stuff, great green scenery, botanical garden. But the hike I definitely recommend there is Hole in the Wall. It's a very easy hike to go up. It's got a natural open cave, open on both sides. That's why they call it Hole in the Wall, kind of a hole in the wall.
Got it.
But you can look straight through there, and you have a nice panoramic view of downtown Phoenix, which you're overlooking the parks in Papago, looking down at the city. Oh, it's a spectacular view.
Yeah, that I forgot about that one. That was a good one too.
And then we also have numerous professional sports teams here. We have the Phoenix Rising, which are hopefully getting to the MLS here.
Our professional soccer team.
Yep, hopefully they're getting into the MLS here pretty soon.
Yep.
We have the Arizona Cardinals, and they have a fantastic stadium over in the West Valley. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks, who play downtown.
Baseball, yep.
Then we have the Coyotes.
Our basketball team is the Suns.
And the Phoenix Suns, who have been doing fantastic the last couple of years. Made it to the NBA Finals last year. Fortunately, we did not win. This year we made it to the playoffs as well, but unfortunately we got knocked out. But there's always next year. So always recommend to go check out some of those games, and they're just a ton of fun. But as you can tell, tons and tons of activities that could keep you going, where you are trying new things even years down the road of living here.
Yeah, got lots of nightlife here, and like we said, there's spas, there's Top Golf, there's you can go kart racing. there's indoor and outdoor activities, but we like to spend a lot of times outdoors.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to our number 2 pro over here in the Phoenix metro area.
And that would be our vibrant economy. Phoenix is located in Maricopa County, and Maricopa County is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. Actually, I moved here in 1990, and I think it's been one of the fastest growing the whole time I've lived here. So we have a lot of businesses here. They call it the Silicon Desert because we've got a lot of high-tech companies here. We've got a lot of biotech companies here, a lot of hospitals, and tons of them are moving in. I know out in the West Valley we have the new semiconductor facility.
Yeah, absolutely, by TSMC, and they're put over $12 billion into making a massive production facility there, with adding thousands and thousands of new jobs to the area as well.
Yeah.
Intel's another large tech company that has been expanding, adding thousands of jobs. We also have Apple here, Google, Amazon.
And the Mayo Clinic just announced that they're doing a major expansion. So we're one of the 3 locations in the country that has a Mayo Clinic hospital, and they've just announced that they're basically doubling their size here. So that's going to be a couple thousand more jobs that are coming to that
Which
area.
is pretty impressive, because just a few years ago they did a massive expansion as well, and they're expanding it yet again.
Right.
Definitely a spot to go and look at. From the outside it almost looks like a massive resort, but it's actually a major hospital leading in a lot of research and development of new biotechnology.
And new cancer treatments.
And cancer treatments,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. All right, our number 3, and I think this is almost my number 1. It was the reason that I moved to Phoenix. So, like I said, I moved here in 1990 from Massachusetts. We flew out here in February when it was really, really cold and windy and icy and snowy. And we flew into Sky Harbor, and I saw palm trees. And then I got to the resort, and there was a pool, and it was like 75 degrees outside, and we were sitting outside, and I just fell in love with the winter weather in Phoenix.
Absolutely. Our fall and spring weather is also fantastic, but our winter is our prime spot.
Yeah, so if you're thinking of moving here, leave that snow shovel behind. You don't need your winter coats. I mean, mostly in the wintertime, if I need to put on like a light sweatshirt or something like that, that's more than enough.
Exactly.
We don't need hats, we don't need gloves, we don't need boots, we don't need any of that here. Actually, a lot of people still wear their flip-flops all year long.
Or t-shirts and shorts, because our highs a lot of times during wintertime is usually in the mid-60s to low 70s.
Yep.
Sometimes it does get a little bit colder just for a day or two here or there, but it is fantastic. Although if you do like the winter weather, just a few hours north you can go up to Flagstaff or over to Payson, where you get all that snow and that pine forest that you're looking for, which Flagstaff as well has a lot of skiing and snowboarding and winter sports there up at Humphreys Peak, which is a little over 12,000 feet and very tall, good mountain there. Hiking, as I said, all kinds of winter sports for you. And it's just a quick little drive away from the Phoenix metro area here.
Yeah, it's like, what, 2.5 hours?
Yep.
So I know last year we went up and we went skiing during the day, and then we came back and hung out in the hot tub at later in the afternoon.
Exactly. It's a nice thing. You can head out in the morning, ski all day, and then come back and be home before dinner. Now, moving on to our number 4 pro down here in the Phoenix metro area. That's just the affordability of our housing, which compared to the national average, we are a little bit higher in the Phoenix metro area. We're about 17% higher, with our average home price right now being about $346,000 compared to $292 for the U.S. average. Although when you compare it to other cities in the Southwest, as well as specifically other major cities in the Southwest, we are much more affordable.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona obviously has been very affordable for years. The last couple of years, like most parts of the country, we have seen a dramatic increase in the cost of our housing, which has dropped our affordability. But when you compare it to some of the other areas and overall affordability for the area, we still rank right up there at the national average, or even maybe a little bit below for our total cost of living here. And obviously housing is a big part of that. One of the things, though, that is fairly low here are our property taxes. When I compared it to other parts of the country, I know I have a couple of brothers that live up in the Midwest, and their house was about half the size of mine, yet their property taxes were 3 times what mine are. So the property taxes here, it's based on the assessed value, but they're still pretty reasonable given, the cost of everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some expensive areas around here too, such as Scottsdale, which jumps our average price from 346 to a little right about 650,000 is the average cost in Scottsdale. But there's still plenty of affordability to go around.
Yep.
Now, moving on to our cons. And again, in the comments, I'd like you guys to let us know if these cons are actually pros to you, or if some of the pros we mentioned are actually cons. We always love hearing and what you guys think as well.
Yep.
But our number one con is the summer weather.
It's my number one con. He doesn't mind it as much, but I do. I tell you what, our summer weather is brutal. So if you absolutely hate the heat, you probably aren't going to like it here in the summertime. It gets hot. We have probably, 20 days a year where it gets above 110, and everybody says it's a dry heat, but I'm telling you, it still feels like you're opening the oven and sticking your head in. But, you know what? It's better than having to, deal with 32 below weather. So, you kind of have to balance them.
Exactly. And I always tell her, just don't be a baby about it. It's not that bad. It's kind of like other places' winters here for our summer. You go from here in summer, you go from your AC house to your AC car to your AC office or shopping or restaurant, wherever you're going, which AC everywhere. Or it's kind of like in the Midwest and North during winter, you go from your heated house to heated car, everything else. The only difference is in summer we don't have to bundle up head to toe with everything.
And we don't have to shovel snow to get anywhere.
Exactly. So it's not too bad. And then even shopping centers around here and most grocery stores are putting in covered parking as well, so you can stay shaded, and it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Definitely something to be wary of. Make sure you drink water.
Make sure you drink plenty of water. Always carry water with you no matter where you go.
Exactly.
All right, what's our number 2 con? I'm going to prep this with nationally. Our school systems, unfortunately, rank very, very low when it comes to the amount of money that we spend per student. So, when you look at those numbers, it looks like our schools are horrible here. Yet, if you look at some other national reports, it actually shows that the Phoenix metro area has some of the top schools in the country. So one of the top schools is the Basis Charter Schools. So they always rank in the top 10 in the nation. So while some of the reports show that our schools are pretty bad, there's a lot of A-plus schools that are here. We have a lot of different options. You can do charter schools. There's private schools.
Excellent public schools as well.
We do have our excellent public schools. So if schools are important to you, make sure you reach out to us and we'll help guide you to find the best schools for your children. I know some kids need some extra support, whether they're on an IEP or maybe they're in the gifted program and they need those services. So we can help guide you and find you the best school for your children.
Exactly. Others might, put more emphasis on sports or recreation or something like that. Some would like a balance between them, and there's schools all over for that. So again, just reach out and we'll help you find those school districts that you really want to be in. Now, it was our number 2 con, but as we mentioned, there is a large caveat with that. But let's move on to our number 3 con. And that is our wildlife here.
Ooh, the creepy crawlies.
Yep. For me, it doesn't bother me too much at all. But for others, such as Barbara here...
If you're not into snakes and scorpions and javelina, you might have an issue here.
Yep, we do have a lot. As she said, we have those. We also have mountain lions, bobcats, foxes, coyotes. There's the birds around. We have hawks, eagles, vultures, owls... all that kinds of stuff. Some creepy crawlies, your scorpions, centipedes, all that. But, at least from my experience, most of the stuff, if you don't bug the wildlife, they don't bug you. They like being left alone. And the big scary stuff like our mountain lions up north and stuff, we have good bear populations and stuff like that, and some wolves. Don't mess with them. They don't mess with you. They stay well away from people, and they're not really into it.
Yeah, and for most people, honestly, unless you live very close to some open desert area, you're never even going to experience any of these things. Scorpions, we where we used to live was right next to the desert, and so we did have a little bit of an issue with that. There are some, pest control things that you can do to get rid of them. The biggest thing is you get rid of their food, and they're not going to hang around. So, pest control works wonders for all the different creepy crawlers.
Exactly. As long as you stay on top of it and you don't leave food out or food on the floor or anything else like that, and don't let copious amounts of bugs into your house, usually you're not going to have any problems with that whatsoever.
All right, our number 4 con here is public transportation. And I'm going to be honest with you.
It is not great.
Our public transportation is not very good. It's getting better. We do have a light rail system that they are expanding, but it's very, very slow, and it doesn't service a lot of the areas. We do have city buses.
The Metro line?
The Metro line. I don't really take them, so I'm not very familiar with them.
Most of their stops are just on major streets and roads, so if you do live in some of the suburbs or anything else like that, it can be a walk or a challenge to try to get to one of the bus stops or something like that. So you need to make sure you're incorporating extra time to get to your destination if you do choose those.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons that our public transportation here is not so great is just how spread out the valley is. We are, more than 40 miles across and a diameter circle and stuff. It is just such a large area that getting good public transportation would be difficult and very expensive.
Yeah.
Although we are working on improving our public transportation system.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you're looking for a home that has a good walk score, you're probably not going to find it in most of the suburban areas. Although there are going to be little pockets in each of the suburbs, close to the downtown areas, close to downtown Phoenix, where they do have good walk scores. So if you're looking for that type of living, we have some great options for you, and we're more than happy to share those with you and direct you to those locations.
Yeah, so please just feel free to reach out and we'll help you find those. If you are one that likes to wake up, walk right across the street to a shopping center, grab a coffee, have some nice parks right in the area and walking trails all right next to your home, plenty of those around, just let us know and we'll be happy to help you find those. Now moving on to our number 5 con, which for me is both my number 1 con, but also it is a pro at the same time a little bit, and that's our snowbirds.
Yeah, we have excellent weather in the wintertime, so what that does is it draws a lot of people to the Phoenix metro area in the winter. I was at a meeting where we were, the city of Scottsdale police chief was there, and he was telling us for our golf tournament, the Waste Management Open, that's here during the Super Bowl time, there's over 1 million visitors that come to Scottsdale just during that week.
Yep,
So,
we have the Scottsdale Airport here as well, which is right next to where the tournament is. And because of that weekend and the week of the Barrett-Jackson, it actually turns that small municipal airport into one of the busiest municipal airports in the entire country, just for the sheer amount of people coming in for these events.
So what does that mean for us if we live here? Well, it just means there's going to be a lot more people on the road. You're probably going to have to make dinner reservations. You just can't pop into a restaurant unless it's very early, like before 5 o'clock. Golf course rates go way up.
Mm-hmm.
The rates at the hotels go up. And like I said, there's just a lot more traffic on the roads.
But as I did mention, it is a bit of a pro as well, because
Yes.
they do bring in a lot of money to the economy, keep restaurants going, keep other recreational stuff going with them coming through. So we do love to have them, although there's, the side effects of having a lot of visitors come through.
Exactly.
Now, as I did mention at the start, we do like to always end on a positive as well. So speaking of which, moving on to our number 5 pro of living here in the Phoenix metro area, that's our healthcare.
So we have some top healthcare facilities in the nation located in the Phoenix metro area. Number one being the Mayo Clinic. As I mentioned earlier, this is one of the 3 locations for a major Mayo facility. We've got this huge hospital here. We also have a clinic, and then several auxiliary Mayo buildings that are available. They're putting a huge expansion on the Mayo. They have some of the most advanced cancer treatment research that's going on there. We also have the Honor Health System, the Banner Health System. We've got the Phoenix Children's Hospital, which is one of the top-ranked children's hospital in the nation. We've got the Barrows Neurological Center. We've got the Cancer Treatment Centers of America located here. We've got a lot of research. We've got the T-Gen facility here. So a lot of top healthcare facilities are available in the Phoenix area.
Absolutely. And just with Mayo, Phoenix Children's, and Barrow, we have people coming from all over the world to come get treatment and participate at those hospitals.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us for our pros and cons here of the Phoenix metro area. But again, you've got to reach out to us to find that perfect area that you're thinking about living and want to go see. Because as you notice from this list, there's some things to be aware of and other things to be happy about, and your pros and cons might differ drastically than our pros and cons. But we're here to help you find that perfect area for you to live when coming in the Phoenix metro area.
Yes, so really give us a call, shoot us an email, a text, whatever you need, a DM. We're more than happy to help you, take you out and find you that perfect home.
Exactly. Even a carrier pigeon or something else like that could be great.
Whatever.
Just we don't do telepathy yet. We're working on it, but we're not quite there to use it yet.
Well, until the next video, we'll catch you later.
Thanks.